Hello, hello, and welcome to the Mass Media Tribe Meetup for November 2021. It's so fantastic to have you here today. My name is Aldwyn, Altuney, your host for this event. We are going to go for about 2 hours, and so excited today. We have our amazing guest speaker, Nik Cree, and the topic today is how to dominate the first 6 pages of Google for free. Hot topic. I know Nik is very well versed in this area. He's been in the game a long time and he's constantly popping gems, not just at this event, I'm sure today. We did a great interview recently as well, where he was just so full of knowledge, amazing information. People absolutely loved it. And also his Business Owner Smashing It Online event is brilliant as well, every Tuesday night. So if you haven't joined his group, Business Owner Smashing It Online on Facebook, I also recommend check that out. So Mass Media Tribe, the whole concept of this event is to help you get your message out to the masses and give you some great marketing strategies that every month we have different speakers that speak about different elements of marketing to help you step up in life and help you be seen, be heard, and be known. That's the concept. It's something I started as a physical event here on the Gold Coast in 2018. We had physical Mass Media Tribe events and we also had them in Brisbane. And then when COVID hit, obviously everything went online during COVID, and these events were run every 2 weeks last year during 2020, and this year they are monthly events, and we've had some phenomenal speakers from all over the world. You can check out some of the previous replays of this event in the Mass Media Tribe group in Facebook, and also on Media Queen TV on my YouTube channel, where we have over 700 videos all about inspiring more truth and good news in the world. My background is I have about 37 years media experience. I know I don't look a day over 25. Thank you very much. I actually have been in the media for a long time, and I first featured in the media at age 10 for table tennis, believe it or not. I was a great junior table tennis player here in Sydney. Actually, I grew up in Sydney, and featured in the Manly Daily, and then was on Cartoon Connection at age 11 in front of 2 million people at age 11, and then did my first media training with the likes of Joanna Griggs, Jeff Hugel, some other great elite junior athletes at the time, and then went on and did a media degree, and I've worked in TV, radio and print media now for over 20 years, and had my own media business, which is AA Expose Media on the Gold Coast now for 19 years. So I've been in this game a long time, and obviously, you know, Facebook only started in 2004. And so we're in a time now where out of the 7.8 billion people on the planet, we have 3.8 billion active social media users right now. And so what's happening now with the world of the mass media is that journalists are looking to social media every single day for story ideas. So there's massive opportunity right now when it comes to getting your message out to the masses. And obviously we're talking about Google, how to dominate Google. Well, people are going to Google you, right, when they look to do business with you. As I say, are you Googleicious, right? Are you Googleicious? What's going to happen when people Google you? You know, you don't have to smuggle drugs out of Bali to get in the media. Okay, it did work very well for one person we know of, but you don't need to do it that way. So we help you get your message out to be seen, be heard, be known for the right reasons, right? For the right reasons. So, so that's something I'm really passionate about, is helping people step up and be seen, heard, and known through the media. Now, in my heritage, I have Ukrainian, Greek, and Turkish background. If you're wondering where my amazing name comes from, Aldwyn is actually a Welsh name that I was named after a good friend of my parents who was Welsh, who died when mum was 8 months pregnant to me. And in my heritage, my great-grandparents were actually killed out the front of their house in minus 20 degrees in Ukraine. They were kulaks in Stalin time in the early 1900s. And they were taken out the front of their property, and they were hung out the front of their property when Stalin's men said for them to get off the land, minus 20 degrees. They were killed at the front of their place. And then their son, which was my granddad, was in another part of the Ukraine at the time and started to speak up about what the government had done. And then his friend said to him, "You better get out of here now, because now the government are coming to kill you." And so he ran away to Turkey at the time, and, you know, running for his life, met my dad's mum, who's Greek, hence the Greek, Turkish, Ukrainian. My dad migrated to Australia in 1970. I was born in 74 in Sydney. and so grateful to be a fully multicultural first-generation Australian and to live the life I do. And I know that my ancestors are supporting me in this journey. So I've had ancestors that have been killed for stepping up and running for their life for speaking up. And scientifically, it's proven in your DNA, you have the DNA of 7 generations. And so you're never alone. You are never alone with what you do. You have your ancestors supporting you on your journey, just like I do. And, you know, we may think we have it tough now, right, with COVID. We might think that things are tough with lockdowns and all these dramas that have been happening. However, just consider what some of our ancestors went through, right? What some of them went through, where they couldn't walk out the front of their house without fear of bombs or fear of being shot or, you know, whatever it is, right? So we are actually very fortunate in many ways to be in this time where there is massive shift happening in the world right now. And there's a reason we're here, I believe, on the planet at this time, to actually help shift the vibration and shift the energy on the planet. And that's something very dear to my heart. I'm all about inspiring more truth and good news in the world and helping people see how extraordinary they are. So that's part of what Mass Media Tribe is about. So welcome, welcome, welcome. For who is it the first time here today? Just show of hands. Who's the first time here in the Zoom room? Fantastic. Welcome. Welcome to our newcomers. And who's been here before? Who's been here before? Yes, fantastic. Thank you so much. Beautiful, Nick and Anne. And those watching on Facebook, you can join us in the Zoom room. Just register on Eventbrite to get the Zoom link. We have the Zoom room open until, for another 90 minutes or so, we'll have that open. So until 1 p.m. Queensland time and 2 p.m. New South Wales, Victoria time, which is AEST and AEDT. And there's someone hopping on right now. So welcome, welcome. For those who want to join us, you do need to be in the Zoom room to win prizes at the end. So that's enough about Mass Media Tribe. I'd love to hear from the people in the Zoom room now. And I'd like to go around. And if you'd like to just introduce yourself just very quickly, just let us know your name, where you're from, what you do, and what you want to get out of today. So we'll just go around the Zoom, and if you want to pass, just say pass and we'll go to the next person. So the first person I can see here next to me is Mary Hudson. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you very much. I am from Utah in the US. I just ran across your Facebook page, Aldwyn. I was very impressed. I am really wanting to do exactly what you're teaching, to be seen, to step up, and to accept the help from my ancestors. I wanted to give a quick resource. If you want to know who your 7-generation ancestors are, there's a terrific website called familysearch.org. And there is another program that my brother just put together. It's free now and free forever. It's called mylifehistory.com, and you can write your story, and it's amazing. And I'd be happy to help anybody that's interested. There's no charge for either of those.
Wonderful.
I'm working with 2 companies. One is Groove Funnels, and it's similar to ClickFunnels, but more expansive. And then I am working on developing new relationships and keeping the ones I have. So I'm working with a company called Mailbox Power. And I'm a rookie in both of those.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I've actually asked Nick about Groove Funnels recently, so he might have something to say about Groove Funnels in his presentation. Wonderful, Mary. Well, welcome, welcome. And it'd be great if you could pop those links into the chat for us. That sounds wonderful. And I know there's ancestry.com as well, which a lot of people have been using. So that would be wonderful if you could pop that in there. Thank you so much from Utah. Awesome. That's so exciting. Welcome, welcome, Mary. So great to have you here. Thank you so much. Excellent, welcome. And if you could just mute yourselves after you speak so we keep the background noise down, that would be fantastic. And now, Matthew, you're the next person I see on my screen. Would you like to share today?
Sure. My name is Matthew Harris. I'm originally from Melbourne in Australia and moved up to first Queensland and then northern New South Wales in 2019. During that time of move, I collated a whole lot of my writings and turned them into a book, my first book, called The Way of the Courageous Vulnerable, which I was just like it came out, I finally published it in May last year. Oh no, May this year. I was just absolutely stoked. You know, finally it's in my hands, a real live copy. And, you know, hallelujah, brothers and sisters, it's finally here. So what I'd like to get out of today is, of course, learning how to promote the book and the programs that go with it. The feedback that I've had from people so far is it really affects them genuinely, that you need to take your time with the book. There are wisdoms in the book. One of the things that's very important to me was feedback given by my stepfather, whose funeral was actually this morning, just before this. It finished at 11 o'clock down in Melbourne. And I saw him in April this year, and I said, look, the book's nearly finished, it's going to come out. And he said, well, you better pull your finger out, get it to me before I go. So we had a laugh about that. I knew he wasn't going to go in, you know, 2 weeks' time or anything like that. But I got it to him. My brother showed him a copy in May or June. And then as he was in the hospice, and he couldn't read properly, he couldn't hold his concentration, his sisters read him parts of the book, and he smiled and he cried and he laughed. He thought it was just absolutely wonderful. So that feedback is really dear to me. So that's the thing that I'm concentrating on at the moment. I also work as a casual teacher in the schools around here, teaching Japanese. Hai, so desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So boku wa Mashu Haris desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So
Awesome.
That's all from me.
Konnichiwa. That's about all I know. Awesome, Matthew. So from Melbourne, which part of Melbourne?
Well, I grew up in Beaumaris on the Bay, and the last 6 years I was in Altuney, inner city.
Wonderful. Well, welcome, Matthew, and blessings to your grandfather. You said grandfather?
Stepfather.
Oh, stepfather.
Yeah.
Blessings to your stepfather.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure he's watching over you right now. So
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us after what must have been an emotional experience for you this morning. Thank you so much, Matthew. Matthew from Melbourne. All right, and now over to Anne. Anne, are you happy to share Anne McCowan? There's got two Annes, so we'll go Anne McCowan. Am I saying that right?
McEwen.
Oh, McEwen. Sorry, McEwen.
I've been called worse.
Oh, yeah, McEwen.
Lovely to be here, Aldwyn and Nick as well. Thanks very much. So I'm a coach, and I work mainly with women, and my calling is to help women to step up, to speak up, and to show up. And the reason that I do that is that I kind of let a lack of confidence, other people's opinions and things hold me back for longer than they should have. And I hit 50, menopause, kids leaving home, what's my life all about? And as you can imagine, I've come from inner city Glasgow to live in the northern beaches of Sydney. So I'm feeling very blessed and living the life. But I was amazed to see, well, one, I felt guilty when I hit these times of feeling down, because on the surface I was very blessed, but inside I felt a bit miserable, and was shocked to discover that there were lots of other women around me that felt the same. So you talked about Meetup. I started a Meetup group, really just so that we would stop bitching about our husbands at the school gate. But to get women together that could really make a positive difference, and had 60 ladies sign up in the first week. And there's over 600 members now. And what we do is we support the local women's shelter. So it's like, no matter how bad we think our life is, it's not that bad in comparison to them. And so we sort of uplift each other and stuff. Over the years, so I've been running my business now for 5 years, and I've tried Facebook marketing, and I do networking and LinkedIn and everything. I've never really done much with Google, which probably would horrify people in the room now. I've recently just had my website upgraded. I also have a book and an online course, and done some speaking opportunities. I'm working now with women to help them step into leadership roles within corporates or within their own business, to have the confidence to really believe in themselves and their product. And so I would love just to discover a bit more about, there just seems to be so much on keywords and hashtags, and like, I'm a coach, I'm not a marketer, and I get a bit overwhelmed by it all. And I've never actually found that social media has brought me much business. For me, it tends to be if people meet me or get on a call with me, then we form that bond. But obviously that's time consuming, and yeah, it's harder to build a larger following. So anything that I can gain from you guys today would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Awesome, Anne. Thank you. From my old hometown area. Which part of Northern Beaches are you from?
Seaforth.
Seaforth, just up the road from where I used to live. I grew up in North Bagala.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just up the road. Wow, well, welcome all the way from Northern Beaches, beautiful part of Sydney, and from Glasgow as well. Amazing. That's such a multicultural group here. It's brilliant. Welcome, Anne. Awesome, from Sydney. Okay, so next, oh, everyone's just moved around. I don't know what happened there, but next person I can see is Alan King. Alan, would you like to share? Just unmute yourself there, Alan, if you'd like to share.
That'll help.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, here I am. I've kind of known Aldwyn. I've known you for such a long time, but we've never really, you know, been in the same place at the same time. So here we are, you know. Yeah. Very interesting to hear you say about the 7 generations. You know, that's actually scientific fact. They've proved that with, you know, with lab studies. I think they did lab studies where they proved that rodents, you know, have cellular memory 7 generations. So pretty interesting stuff. And I think that kind of explains really why, you know, I mean, we're in an age of lots of, you know, self-help and self-discovery. But some of the reason that, you know, some of our patterns in our are not so malleable is because they go back a long way. They're very deep, you know, so we carry with us, you know, all kind of experience, 7 generations. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting stuff, actually.
Yes.
And I think it's, you know, a wonderful time that we live in where, you know, we've got such ease of communication and so much access to information. And also, I think it's amazing that we live in a time where we can really, you know, reach out to many people of diverse, you know, cultural backgrounds, you know, and we can really have the opportunity to learn a lot, you know, about how we can mold the future. So I'm a retailer. Well, that's kind of what I do for a living. I've been doing it for a long time. I sell mostly boots and hats, but I don't know, there's a lot of reasons I do what I do. I mean, I like to serve people and serve well. I've got, you know, like that kind of discipline to do that. But what I do is much more than that. You know, I mean, all the connections that I've made over the years, you know, all the people that I'm involved in. I mean, it's all about people, really, you know, the whole journey, you know, my whole, you know, everything, all the reasons that I do everything is about people. So, you know, it's interesting, you know, look at it in that way, you know, and we, you know, our company philosophy is about people. You know, we not only we care about our customers, we care about our staff, we care about, you know, the process that happens, we care about, you know, the manufacturing, you know, the lives of all the people that are involved in, you know, creating what we create. So, you know, and I think that, you know, more and more the world is moving towards that kind of ethical approach to doing business. So, and we live in a time where we're very transparent, you know, it can work against you. So unfortunately, you know, we live in a time with you know, Google reviews where some customer didn't get their parcel for 2 days, so they take it out on you when really it was the delivery system that failed, you know. But you know, it's that, you know, and I look at horror, I look in absolute horror at what's happened to, you know, Gladys Berejiklian, and how our most intimate private details are just spewed out in front of everybody, you know. Like, I think we really need to get past that kind of thing, you know. That's really horrible thing to do to a person, you know, because they decided that they wanted to serve the community. So I think, you know, it's really important for us to understand, you know, what it is, you know, be grateful and be forgiving, and try and navigate, you know, realize that we are very, you know, everything is now very transparent, and that everything we do, I mean, you know, this live stream is, you know, going to be around for a long time, you know, everything that's said, you know, like it's, you know, it's a pretty interesting time, you know. Once upon a time you could say something and, you know, it was gone in the instant, but it's not anymore. So
No, everything stays around. So can you let us know where you're from, Alan?
Well, I was born in Perth, Western Australia.
And where are you now?
Well, I'm in Melbourne now.
Melbourne.
I never thought I'd be in Melbourne.
Well, welcome from Melbourne. Welcome from Melbourne.
Yeah.
Just in the interest of time, we'll just keep it moving. And what do you want to get out of today, Alan?
I just want to see, you know, if I can learn something new. And I always do, you know. So I'm interested, you know, to hear ideas and hear, you know, what the speakers have got to say about, you know, improving your visibility online. So wonderful. And your retail store, I presume you have a website for that? Yeah, I posted it there. It's outbacktraders.com.au.
outbacktraders.com.au. Okay, beautiful. Well, welcome, Alan, from Melbourne. Feeling for all our beautiful Melbourne friends have just come out of lockdown, so I'm sure you're all very happy about that. And I used to actually train down in Melbourne in Albert Park. I used to train at the old table tennis academy there. There was the Australian Junior Table Tennis Academy based at Melbourne Park before they renovated the whole area. So I know Melbourne quite well, and sending love to all our Melbourne people.
Lots of for lease signs here in Melbourne.
Yeah, I bet there are. They're all moving up to Queensland. That's why the Melbourne number plate, on the move. It's on the move to Queensland.
Yeah. Well, there used to be the standard joke when I lived in North Queensland, you know, you say, yeah, Victoria on the move.
Yeah, on the move to Queensland. That's why our property has just gone through the roof here on the Gold Coast. It's been insane. So yeah, interesting times at the moment with all of that. However, I know Melbourne also has some beautiful parts to it, but obviously, you know, the Dan Andrews situation and what's going on. I feel for you. I'm sending you all love there. So thank you so much, Alan. Welcome from Melbourne. Now we'll move on because the time will tick along before we know it. So just very quickly, we're just sharing our name, where we're from, what we do, and what we want to get out of today. So let's go to Greg Thompson. Greg over there. You happy to share?
Yeah, g'day guys. I'm Greg Thompson. I work at Moving Minds Hypnotherapy on the Gold Coast. Actually own the business here, and there's we've been in operation about 6 years now, and there's 4 of us now working here. So 2 other hypnotherapists and a secretary now, and basically help people with a number of different things, but help people to go beyond their problem in ways that they don't necessarily understand, and so they look back on it and feel, I guess you may say, disconnected from the problem, and so free from it. And help people with anxiety, depression, quit smoking, lose weight, traumas, a whole range of different things. And I really enjoy what I do. And to have combined something that I'm passionate about, you know, making a difference in the world, with something that I really enjoy, with making money, it's really just a win-win-win. I'm already generally in the top 2 out of 3 positions in Google, and really what I want to get out of that, what brought me here today, was, you know, dominate the first 6 pages. I thought that sounds pretty amazing, so I'm looking forward to seeing what I can pick up and continue to grow and support the community.
Wonderful, Greg. That's great. And do you do Zoom sessions as well?
Yeah, certainly do.
Excellent. Okay, so for those that are outside of the Gold Coast, reach out to Greg, Moving Minds Hypnotherapy. Please make sure you pop your web links and things in the chat so that we can connect with you. And also, if you want to pop them into the Mass Media Tribe Facebook group underneath the live stream over there as well, if you can pop your links over there, then everyone on Facebook will see it as well. So please do that and make the most of this time and marketing opportunity for you. Wonderful, Greg. Well, welcome all the way from the Gold Coast. Which part of the Gold Coast are you on?
Just up in Coomera.
Coomera,
Just south of Greenwell.
Awesome. Well, I'm in Southport, so we're neighbours, Greg.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I was just thinking we actually used to walk in the same circles many years ago. We both worked for the same business coaching company, and in the personal development realm as well. We never actually met, but we know lots of the same people.
Ah, well, there you go. Oh, yeah. Excellent. Well, we'll have to have a chat about that a bit later. Okay, I'm not sure which one that is. I've done a heap of different courses over time.
And that's you were coaching for a business coaching company. You were one of the consultants, I believe, doing some business training. Yeah.
Well, that could be a series of them as well. So.
National College of Business.
Oh, National College of Business. Yeah. Oh, I love those guys. Yeah, I actually haven't heard from them for ages, but yeah, Danielle and Nick. Yeah, John, Danielle and John, and John Mailer. Yeah, amazing. Oh, wow. That goes back to 2005.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Wow, there you go. Oh, small world, small world. Welcome, Greg. Welcome from up the road in Coomera. Brilliant, on the Gold Coast. Thank you so much for sharing. Now let's move over to Anne Taylor. Anne, would you like to share? Just unmute yourself there, and then we'll go to David after this.
I'm Anne Taylor from Hervey Bay, and I run aussieproducts.com.au, which has hundreds of 100% unique Australian products. If you look behind me, you can see some of those products. We've got Aboriginal art, which is painted by well-known artists, printed on fabric and made into different articles, bush hats, and just everything that you could want. There's about 250 products in all on the site, and I want to just keep adding more and more until it becomes a one-stop shop when people want something Australian. Thank you. I just am dying to see this presentation. I just love to dominate Google.
Yes, absolutely. And you are in the right room. And, you know, there could be a good connection with Alan there with his products, actually, I'm thinking. So that could be a good connection for the two of you. You just never know who's in the Zoom room. So wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, Anne from Hervey Bay. And we're about to go out with a press release, actually, about Anne's story. She's 78. Can you believe it? 78. She's just getting started. While others are retiring out there, good on you, Anne. You're a trooper. You're amazing. Such an inspiring story. And, you know, she's been ripped off and she's come back and she keeps going, you know, so just extraordinary. So welcome, Anne from Hervey Bay. So great to have you here.
Thanks, Aldwyn.
Awesome. Okay, let's go over to David Carruthers. Hopefully I'm saying that right. So if you could just share, David, if you'd like to, just share your name, where you're from, what you do, and what you want to get out of today. That would be wonderful.
So I'm David, but I think everybody guessed that after your intro. I've just moved to Yamba on the northern New South Wales coast. Originally spent 21 years in Melbourne. Happy to have got out. And I'm just building an online mentoring business focused on primarily hospitality business owners, but also premises. Secondary market would be sort of premises based. Tourism, leisure operators. So my purpose for being here really is to understand a little bit more about getting myself ranked on Google, and particularly with the link to YouTube videos. So I want to put quite a bit of content out on YouTube, how-to videos to create some SEO and the connection between YouTube and Google. So that's it.
Wonderful. And am I sensing a UK accent there?
Deep down below, yeah. More than 21 years ago.
And which part of the UK?
All over, really. But I probably spent most of my adult life in London before I came out here.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, David, from London to Melbourne to Yamba. Welcome, welcome. So great to have you here with us. And now let's move over to Bill Lee Emery. If you'd like to share Bill Lee Emery. There we are.
Hi, Aldwyn. I'm a Jaffa originally, and I know Nick will know what that means. Other people may not. I first heard of the term when I was we're doing some singing around the North Island, New Zealand, and we're staying in Hamilton. And people said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Auckland." And said, "Oh, you're a Jaffa," and I had no idea what a Jaffa was, and so they told me, and it means just another fabulous Aucklander. Well, that's not exactly what they said, but you get the idea. So I now live on the Gold Coast in Currumbin Valley, so the other end of you guys. And the reason I'm here is I've just published this book. Well, you can see it behind me, How to Be Bulletproof from Criticism. I've just got some printed copies and I'm about to go on Amazon in a couple of weeks' time. I'll be spreading the word through BX. I know, Aldwyn, you know what BX is.
Yes.
So what I want to learn is how to use Google to get up there so I can basically get my book out there across the world. There will be coaching packages from the back of that, but basically the book is my calling card. And I've got to say, it's a fabulous book.
Wonderful. Well, welcome, Bill Lee Emery, and your name has been around for quite a while. You are quite well known for the right reasons. So welcome. Great to have you here from Auckland and from Currumbin, beautiful part of the world. I love it down there too.
It
Stunning.
is gorgeous. Yeah.
Stunning,
Thanks.
stunning, stunning. Welcome and congratulations on the book. That's very exciting. And of course, being an author is a great way to be found on Google, and lots of different author sites you can be on. And, you know, compilation books are really popular now. I'm actually in about 14 compilation books. A friend said I'm going for the Guinness Book of Records. It wasn't really the intention, but it is a great exponential marketing opportunity to be in a compilation book. And of course, to do your own book is brilliant as well. And media are always looking for authors. It automatically gives you that influence and credibility by being an author. So something definitely good to look at. And particularly if you're in lockdown anywhere in the world, then writing books is actually a great thing you can do while you're in lockdown. Lots of things we can do. We are definitely not limited in that way. So wonderful, Bill, welcome, welcome. Now we have a few more people left. Is it Gita or Jita? Erwin, not sure if you're there with us, if you can hear us. Jita or Gita, if you'd like to share. If you can hear us, I can't see your face. Yes, there we are. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Gita Erwin. Can you hear me?
Gita, yes. Yeah, if you could speak just a little bit louder, that'd be good.
I'm Gita Erwin. I'm a writer filmmaker, and I just want to find out how to use Google more effectively to push projects I'm involved in. Exactly.
Wonderful. And where are you from, Gita?
I'm Sydney based.
Sydney. Welcome from Sydney. Which part?
I'm near Bayside, so near Brighton Le Sands.
Oh, that's beautiful there too. Nice. I've stayed down there. Gorgeous. Well, welcome, welcome, Gita. A filmmaker. I'm very curious about your projects. If you have any links you can share with us, please do in Facebook and in the Zoom room. That would be wonderful. Welcome, welcome. All right, we'll go over to Julie now. Julie Way, are you happy to introduce yourself? We're just saying where we're from and what we do and what we want to get out of today.
Okay, so you probably know my husband, Martin Way, musician, and I have met you somewhere along the line at a seminar. So basically, I have been in the health industry for the last 12 years, working for the only clinic in Australia that do full comprehensive brain assessments and brain training, which I absolutely loved. I left there recently to start a new job, but it was government-based, and I'm actually unemployed as of Monday. But I really see that as a positive because it's finally given me the push to do what I've always wanted to do, which is my own online business. I have spent many years researching and doing consultations on the gut and the immune system, and I feel it's the right time, whether people are vaccinated or not. Either way, it's really important, you know, to have a good regimen, good program to follow with the immune, keep that up. So I'm sort of putting together everything that that I've gathered over the years. So I've got the resources and the knowledge as far as setting up the website, a shop online, things like that, but no experience with SEO or, you know, sort of getting it out there, see what other people are doing, just making sure, you know, that I do it the best way I can to get up there. And if I do get up there, I've got to have it looking good and everything running properly, you know. So the one thing is people find you, but they go, oh, okay, well, what do you do? Or, you know, how do I buy from you? So I'm putting it all together. So I just took this opportunity to join your session. Thank you very much. And just learn a bit more. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, Julie. And where are you based?
Oh, yeah, so Benora Point, so just south of the border, the Queensland border. Originally from New Zealand, from Tauranga, so I know what a Jaffa is because moved down to Tauranga, so that's where my family is from. I've been here 33 years, but mainly from Sydney, and moved up here 20 years ago, so nice part of the world.
Wonderful. Welcome, welcome, Julie. That's awesome. So great to see all the multicultural people here, all the people who've travelled around. Wonderful. Welcome, welcome. Julie, okay, brilliant. Let's go over to Jax now, one of our Mass Media Mastery members. Welcome, Jax.
Got in by the skin of my nose.
Good on you. It's never too late.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet everyone. I'm Jax Lilly. I'm a writing coach and editor. Love helping people to write their books or their memoirs. So I'm based on the Gold Coast, and yeah, that's me. Sorry, I wasn't really quite prepared to be.
That's okay. Welcome, welcome. And we're talking about how to dominate the first 6 pages of Google for free today. So what do you want to learn about that?
Google, yes. Learn all the secrets of yes. I mean, I know it's very important, and marketing publicity is very important. So everything that you can learn when it comes to helping your business along is very important. And I think Google's obviously one of those things that we need to master. I certainly need to master it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jackson. Welcome. And there is, you know, there's other search engines, obviously, like DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is an interesting one if you want to get different content to what you're seeing in Google, because there's a lot of censorship going on at the moment. We've seen fact checkers come out of the woodwork, and, you know, all these interesting things are happening during COVID. And so DuckDuckGo is another one. However, Google has become so big, it's, you know, it's people just say Google it now. You know, there's other search engines. Google is still obviously the biggest one. So that's what we're talking about today. Welcome, Jax. That's very exciting. We've just got a few more people here. If you would like to share, Roger Smith, Damien, either of you there. I don't know if you're with us or running around naked, as we said earlier. If you'd like to share. And Ernest Gavy's just joined us. Ernest, can you hear us? Last chance to share. I think everyone else has shared here. So Roger, Damien, or Ernest. Ernest is connecting. If you would like to just introduce yourself, you're welcome. If not, that's fine. We can pass on you and we can get stuck into the presentation. Last chance, Roger, Damien, or Ernest. Everyone else has shared, I think. Julie Way. Has everyone shared? Julie hasn't shared, has she? Julie, are you with us? Julie has shared. She has shared. Okay, everyone's shared. All right, excellent. Losing track of myself. Okay, well, let's move on. I'm going to do a very quick presentation on how to get free publicity. If you want to be known on Google, then if you feature in media outlets for the right reasons, ideally, then that will definitely help your Google rating, and it will build trust, authority, and credibility in what you do. So I'm going to share screen now. If you have any questions, pop into the chat. We may go a little bit over time today, so hopefully you can stay with us. We'll do our best to get it done in time. I'm just going to minimize my screen here and bring up my presentation. And I will be able to see this in just a moment. Okay. All right, bring that down, bring that up. Okay, share screen. Here we go, sharing the screen. Okay, can everybody see this? Can you see that? Just sort of nod or say, can everyone see that screen? Yes, okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, we'll get into a quick presentation here, and then we're going over to Nick for his presentation on how to dominate the first 6 pages of Google for free. All right, so you are at the Mass Media Tribe Meetup. Welcome, welcome for our new people and our people who've been here before. This is being streamed into the Mass Media Tribe Facebook group, and such an honour to have you here live, and those watching us on Facebook as well. Welcome, welcome. And this will be uploaded also to Media Queen TV on YouTube. So I'd like you to think now, just imagine what would happen to you or your business if you featured on major media tomorrow. So say you're on Sunrise, or in, say, Women's Weekly magazine for the women, or GQ magazine for the guys, biggest men's magazine in Australia. Just imagine what would happen if you're on a major TV show, or, you know, what do you think would happen? Just pop into the chat there. What do you think would happen to your business or your life if you appeared in major media tomorrow? What do you think would happen? Just pop something in the chat. What would happen? As much as you may freak out at the thought of it, as some people do, because fear is a big thing that comes up for people. Pop into the chat there. What would happen to you or your business if you featured in major media tomorrow? Anne Taylor says people would certainly know who you are. Yes, absolutely. Well, what happened to Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, when he appeared on Oprah? It was the 27th of April 2000, 3 years after he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Oprah turned to him at the end of the 1 hour show and said, "Congratulations, Rich Dad. We've just sold you 1 million books." Now, at the time, he was making $5 US per book. So that's $5 million he made at the end of a 1 hour show with Oprah, and his business went absolutely exponential. Jack says, give me major credibility. Absolutely. Matthew says, lots of inquiries about my book and subsequent programs. Yes. Alan says, certainly it would attract a lot of attention. It absolutely would. And it can be a real game changer for you to get publicity. Now, obviously, Oprah is major media, okay? However, even if you get into your local media, okay, even just your local newspaper or your local community radio, you are reaching hundreds of thousands of people, okay? So never underestimate the power of even local media. Now, I've worked in TV, radio, print over 20 plus years over the years, and what would happen is with local newspapers, major TV outlets are scouring the news every day. They're scouring social media, they're scouring newspapers, they're scouring magazines, and we would often get calls in newspapers, in local newspapers, from major TV outlets wanting to interview people that we had interviewed. So this can happen. You just never know who is going to be seeing your media out there and what opportunities that could lead to. So there's a journey that people go on when they think about getting publicity, or they want to be featured on Google even, right? There's a journey people go on, and they start right here. This is my rocket ship model, and they start as the world's best kept secret. Do you feel like you're the world's best kept secret right now? Well, the fact is that anything you do is marketing. 80%, in fact, of anything you do is marketing. You could have the best product, service, message in the world, but if no one knows about it, what's the point, right? So you start as the world's best kept secret. Now, the thing is, everyone starts here, right? All the biggest celebrities in the world start as the world's best kept secret. No one knew a lot of big celebrities once upon a time. So Hugh Jackman, for example, Cyndi Lauper, Russell Crowe, these are all people I've interviewed, and once upon a time, no one knew any of these people. And then what happens is they make a start. They start with this journey. They think, yes, I want to be seen on Google. I want to get some publicity. I want to start making a bigger difference in the world. So they make a start. And 50% of anything you do is just starting. Then they get some steady progress. They start to get some media coverage. Now, I do recommend just start with your local media. If you've never had any media coverage so far, just start with your local media. And when you pitch to your local media, mention what suburb you're from. Okay, there's a hot tip for you, because local media are looking for local people doing amazing things. Mention the suburb you're from when you're pitching. You start to get some runs on the board, some local media. Next thing you know, you're getting more media, you're getting bigger media, you're shooting for the stars now. And next thing you know, you are a star. And it's important to be patient with yourself on this journey. It's like building the foundation of a house, or building a house, right? It takes time to build the foundation. And it's important with your media journey and with your messaging to work on the foundation of your house. And that's getting really clear on your messaging, your branding, getting clear on what the gems of your story are, etc. Right? There's a whole lot in this. This is the journey, the rocket ship journey to getting publicity. and being known out there. Now, there's certain keys to success that you will need on this journey if you want to step up and be seen, heard, and known out in the world. The first one is passion. What are you passionate about? And a great place to look here is, what is it that when you do it, time just flies when you're doing that thing, that you love it so much that it doesn't matter about the money. The money comes, right? The money will come. Love what you do, the money will come. That's always been my philosophy, although it's important to also get invoices out and things like that, right? Passion, what are you truly passionate about? You know, people say they just want to be happy in life. If you just want to be happy, do what makes you happy. You know, Bob Proctor had a great video on YouTube where he talks about how to find your purpose. How to find your purpose, which is our next point here in the keys to success. And what he said is, do what you love as much as you can every single day. And that's how you find your purpose. That's what you're here to do, is do what you love. Get in flow and in the zone, and then look at ways to outsource the rest, and the money will come. Don't worry about the how, just do as much as you can of what you love. The next thing is package. Now, when it comes to getting publicity and getting journalists to write a story about you, as opposed to advertising and buying ads. Now, people waste thousands and thousands of dollars on ads, whether it be TV, radio, print, or whether it be digital ads. A lot of people are just throwing money down the drain when it comes to advertising. You have 22 times more views of stories versus ads. Very important to actually build your profile using free publicity, right? Yeah, that's actually worth 3 to 8 times more in value as well. Many online sources say this, 3 to 8 times more in value to get a story versus an ad. And that could be also being interviewed on a podcast. We're at a time where there's 2.2 million podcasts in the world right now. It was only, in 2018, there was only 500,000 podcasts. So there's people out there all the time looking for people to interview and for you to share your story. And your X factor is your story, right? No one else has your story. So if the world doesn't know about it yet, well, maybe it's time to start putting yourself out there. And this is where profile is important. This is our big topic today, about how to be Googleicious, right? How to be found on Google for the right reasons. This is your profile. And what's going to happen is, when a journalist or someone looks to interview you, they are going to Google you, or they'll DuckDuckGo you, or they'll look for you on other search engines, right? They're going to search for you, and they're going to look at your profile. And if they resonate and they gel with what you're speaking about, then they will want to interview you if you have a good profile out there. Now, people is also crucial. We have a great Zoom room here and people watching this right now that you could connect with, that could help take your business exponential. It's like anything in life, you know, sometimes you feel like you're chugging along, and then something will happen and things will go exponential, just like they did for Robert Kiyosaki after he was on Oprah. Could be one contact where things could just take things crazy for you. And that one contact could be in the Zoom room right now, which is why I encourage you to connect with each other, share your links, your websites, etc., so that you can stay connected. And if you've resonated with anyone you've heard here today, then please reach out. I know we always attract amazing people to our events, and heart-centered people who in some way want to shift the world and leave a legacy. So if that's you, you are in the right room. There's a process to getting publicity too, which I'll cover in just a moment. And having been a journalist, journalists know when they are being pitched to by someone who comes from an advertising background. There's a lot of PR agents come from an advertising background. They will know when things are too commercial, as opposed to when there's a newsworthy angle. And that's the thing to look for when you want journalists to cover your story, is to look for that newsworthy angle. And then once you get that publicity, then the next thing is then to propel that, to really make the most of that media coverage that you get, to become even more Googleicious, right? Make the most of that. You can, once you've appeared in the media, you can say forever in your marketing you have been seen in that media. And a lot of people don't do this. It's very, very powerful. As seen on TV, for example, we see this. There's a lot of people I've worked with that they just appear on TV once and they can say as seen on TV forever. And particularly now with the online marketing world, where trust is such a big issue and so many people being ripped off online. So more so now, I think people are doing their due diligence. And this is where Google reviews and Facebook reviews and things like that are really powerful as well, is that people are listening to what other people have to say about people as well. And what is your online reputation like, right? So getting publicity is a great way to boost that. Now, I have an awesome media magic formula. It is in the shape of a wand, and the wand is there to show that anything is possible for you. So the very first step, the A of the awesome, is about articulating your story. And that is about getting really clear on what is it you want to promote. Is it a product? Is it a service? Is it a message? And then what is your story behind that? We need to link your story. Your X factor is your story, as I mentioned, and you have a unique story that no one else has. If you've overcome any hardship whatsoever in life, there'll be a story right there about how you've overcome that. So the A is for articulating the story. The W is for them working angles. The media work with different angles all the time, and they do speak quite fast. Journalists speak quite fast. Now, when I started to work at the Gold Coast Sun in 2000, I was doing 5 stories a week at the time. By the time I left in 2005, I was doing 30 stories a week. It was basically 10,000 words a week I was pumping out. It was almost like doing a book every week or an ebook every week. It was a massive job. And this is the pressure that journalists are under. So knowing that journalists are under a lot of pressure, how can you make their job easy for them? And that is where we look at elevating your profile. Okay, now elevate your profile, we need to look at packaging up what you do. Okay, so with packaging up what you do, journalists love press releases. Now, you can get media without a press release, but you increase the chances of the media getting the facts wrong. Okay, and they do this all the time. So make their job easy for them. Do a well-written press release, 1-page press release, where you outline the gems of your story. And you also need good visuals to go with that, and you need to pitch it effectively. And this is our startle the media section. With the pitch to media, you have about 45 seconds to get their attention and get your message across. They're incredibly busy people, and if you waste their time, it's not a great way to win friends and influence people, right? So if you can be helpful, then they will actually come back looking for more stories from you once they know that you're an expert in your field and that you are good talent, as they say, right? Good talent as you come across well, you've got that passion in interviews, etc. Now, the O of the awesome steps is about owning your power. Now, the biggest thing that comes up for people when it comes to putting themselves out there is fear. Fear is the number one thing. And, you know, I say there's 2 emotions in life. We have fear and we have love. And the more you can come from a loving space and own your power and own your truth, and it's important to build up your resilience when it comes to putting yourself out there, because as much as you're going to have people that love you, the more you step up in life, you're going to have people that hate you as well, right? So you're going to attract the duality of that. I mean, let's just look at Donald Trump as a perfect example. No matter what you think of Donald Trump, there's people that love him and there's people that hate him, right? And so it's important to build up that resilience. And same with every single celebrity out there. There's people that love them and people that hate them. And you need to be okay with that. So that's where owning your power is really important. Doing the work on yourself, doing the inner work, getting the hypnotherapy, as we mentioned here today, whatever it takes to overcome your fears. And often it goes back to childhood, and even ancestral issues can play a part here. So it's getting conscious to where you've been unconscious in life. The next step, the M of the awesome, is to master interviews. There's certain things to do before, during, and after interviews to make the most of your media interviews. I go into great detail in my free Publicity Secrets Masterclass in all of these aspects here. However, the main thing is in mastering interviews, just look at 3 main points that you want to get across in your interview. What are 3 main points? People remember things in 3s. What are 3 main points you want to get across in that interview? And then once you get the media interviews, then it's about exploding your impact and making the most of that. So there's the awesome steps to media magic. And there's certain benefits that happen once you do that. So one benefit is you will become famous. You might not want to be famous like the Hugh Jackmans of the world, but you'll become famous in your industry so that you can actually charge more for what you do, which will build your fortune. And in doing that, you will have more freedom as you're able to outsource more aspects of your business. You'll be able to scale, and you will leave a legacy. With every single media spot you get, you are leaving a legacy. Now, part of why I do what I do is I have had depression over the years. I've had 4 friends take their own lives by the age of 45. Now, right now in the world, we have 1 million people a year worldwide who take their own lives. That has gone up since COVID. Now more than ever, it's important that we step up with our message, because the more we can lift our energy, the more we will impact those around us. If you want to be depressed and suicidal, watch the mainstream news right now, right? And however, the good news is here is that all mainstream news have good news sections. You look at their websites, you'll notice Channel 7, Channel 9, they have good news sections, news.com.au. We have the Good News Network, Sunny Skies News. There are so many good news outlets out there where we can find good news, uplifting, inspiring news, and you can also help create that news yourself, right? So this is where, you know, my 4 friends who took their own lives, there was no video footage of them anywhere online. And I know video is a key thing to get featured on Google, right? Video is really powerful. I'm sure Nik will talk about this today. They had no video of them anywhere to remember. We had a few photos to remember them by. Right, so the more videos you can put out, the more media spots you get, the more podcasts you feature on, etc., the more you'll be leaving a legacy and inspiring those around you. Now, I have a free Publicity Secrets Masterclass if you want to find out more. It's a 4-hour intensive. My next one is coming up on November 16. We do have some tickets to give away today for that. It's $97 online, and there's a VIP option for $144, which includes the recording and the slides. So we have 2 tickets to give away today on the Zoom for those who stay on the Zoom with us until the end. And freeprsecrets.com is the website for that. And that will be on Tuesday, November 16, 9 till 1 p.m. Queensland time, or 10 till 2 if you're in New South Wales, Victoria, for AEDT, which is 6 months of the year from October to April. We have AEDT, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, Queensland 9 till 1. That's Free Publicity Secrets Masterclass. We only have a 10-minute break in this. It's content rich. I go through all of those 7 awesome steps in great detail. There's people who've attended this event and gone straight out and got publicity. So it's amazing content. And the time just flies because we have a lot of fun as well. That's the website there, freeprsecrets.com. Check it out if you want to find out more about that. We also have currently the Global Good News Challenge. Now, this is something I started during COVID to lift the energy on the planet. This happens every single month, and it is a Facebook Live challenge for free that you can do, and you can help lift your energy and lift the energy of those around you, and you will get more business from it. Okay, this has been happening with people. They do a good news challenge, they do a Facebook Live challenge where they connect with their audience and they are attracting business to themselves. Now, full details on this are pinned to the top of the Global Good News Challenge Facebook page. We have a challenge right now for November. We have an 11-day challenge, which you can start anytime between now and November 11. Great opportunity for you right now. Who's going to take up the opportunity? Global Good News Challenge. All you do is just a very simple Facebook Live and just share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and your good news. And the good news can be anything. It can be something you found online or something about your business or your client or something that you've been up to. It's about lifting your vibration, and you will feel amazing at the end of it. Most people do it in about 3 minutes. Some people do it in a minute. I tend to go on for 10 to 15 minutes because I explain a bit of the background. The Global Good News Challenge, very, very powerful. November challenge happening right now up until November 11. You can start your 11 consecutive days of Facebook Live. So I do hope you'll join me in that. And as long as you hashtag Global Good News Challenge in your lives, we will also share that to our Loving Life group on Facebook, and we'll share it to the Global Good News Challenge Facebook page as well. You can do it either on your profile or on Facebook or in the Loving Life group. All the details are pinned there to the top of the page, as I mentioned. And we're also going to add anyone who does this, we're adding you for free also into a Global Good News Challenge Facebook group of just people who've done the Global Good News Challenge. So you can hang out with other like-minded people and join the other good news crusaders who are sick of all the negative news out there and want to create more positive news. You can be the change you wish to see in the world, as Gandhi says, right? I also have a social media masterclass. A lot of people have been asking me about my social media and how I do it and how you do Facebook Lives and how you do this and that. So I thought, okay, we'll put a workshop on. So this is my very first social media masterclass I'm doing as a physical event here on the Gold Coast coming up November 20. And there's also an online option for those who aren't on the Gold Coast. You can actually order the recording of this as well. So that is there on that Linktree link that I've popped in the chat, linktr.ee/Aldwyn. You'll see all of these links in there. So if you want to know how to build your social media, this is something I've been doing for a long time. And I also teach exactly how you can use this social media to actually be noticed by journalists as well. So I really focus on how you can maximize that social media that you put out there. I have about 70,000 contacts on my social media, 30,000 just in LinkedIn, and it's very, very powerful when you know how to do it properly. And a great way to be found on Google too is to get your social media in order. I also have a mass media mastery program for anyone who wants to work more closely with me. You can check that out on my website, aaxpose.com, under the services tab. You can have a look at the different mass media mastery options there. If you want to chat with me about that, obviously you need to be an ethical business for me to work with you on this. I don't work with anyone unethical. And I am a big animal lover too. So anyone who's into animal cruelty, I will not work with you, okay? So it's all about kindness and compassion, okay? So it needs to be a company that I can resonate with there to work with in this program, Mass Media Mastery. And, you know, we have some amazing people in this program from all over the world, some of them here today, and there's nothing else like it out there at the moment when it comes to media training. Now, all my links are here. I've mentioned Linktree/Aldwyn. You can scan that if you like. You can QR code scan that, and that will bring up the Linktree, or just go to linktr.ee/Aldwyn. Just pop on there, and you can come back to the recording of this in the Mass Media Tribe Facebook group. The world is your oyster, my friends. Shine bright. This is what it's all about. I believe in the power of one, and I believe in you. May your flame burn bright and light up all those around you. Thank you so much. I'll stop the share there. That's my little presentation done. So what did we get out of that? Thank you so much. Jack's clapping there. Thank you. Love your work. Thank you. Thank you. So I've got a few new people joined us. Welcome, welcome, welcome to those that have just joined us. What are some things we got out of that? And very soon we're going to go over to Nik and hear from Nik. So who'd like to unmute, just share what you got out of that? Let's see how well you were listening now. Or did you run to the toilet while I was doing that? What are we up to? Who'd like to share? Just pop your hand up. Anne Taylor.
I won't be writing books. I think 1 or 2 articles might be the maximum. But it's great. It really is wonderful to hear you.
Oh, thank you, Anne. Thank you so much. And what did some other people get out of it? I know some people might have seen me present before. Anne, yes.
Look, I like the wands thing, the whole
yes,
articulating the story and elevating the profile, and because I think there is a process to these things. So having a kind of step-by-step is good. Mastering interviews. You do see people and they get these opportunities, and then the journalist asks them things of like, got 3 minutes to answer. And so I think there is definitely a skill to that. So no, thanks for laying that out. That was useful.
Oh, thank you, Anne. Thank you so much. Awesome. Matthew Harris, yes, over to you.
Yeah, the thing that I got that you basically just confirmed that it's time for me to get more out into the media and actually show my face. I've been doing lots of writing on Facebook and things like that, and put up good pictures, which illustrates the points. But I haven't done a Facebook Live or things like that, because I didn't stumble over my words and forget what I'm going to say and things like that. So I feel a little bit self-conscious about that. But of course, it's just one of those things that the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Absolutely, Matthew. And the more we get over ourselves, the more our fears go as well. And that's one of the biggest things. You know, when I was on Cartoon Connection at age 11 in the studio in Sydney, and I remember looking at the big camera in front of me, and the host turned to me and said, "Don't think of the 2 million people watching this right now." And all I could think of was the 2 million people watching this right now, right? So that's not the way to do it, right? So I froze. It was the worst interview ever. But the thing is the more you are in your own truth and you stand in your own power, and the more you look at how you're being of service, the more those fears will go away. It's when we're self-conscious that the fears come up, and it's very natural, because we've never been taught to step up as kids. You know, we've been taught to be seen and not heard, you know, so it takes something to put yourself out there. It takes courage. However, really, if you're here to make the difference that only you can make in this world, right, if you really want to align yourself with that and have the best experience of life possible, then it's important that we get over ourselves, right? And a bit of fear will come up from time to time, right? It will still come up, but it's a matter of just acting despite the fear, right? So thank you, Matthew, for your honesty. You are not alone in that. It's definitely, you know, everyone starts somewhere, and I've been incredibly nervous in the past with some of the media spots I've done. So I relate.
One more thing. When I saw the your keys to success, it just reminded me of the hero's journey of stepping. You start from a place, then you step over it, and that's basically how my book is structured. It's structured according to the hero's journey. That everybody, most people are far more courageous and noble than we give themselves credit for. And you told the story at the start about your parents. They're just very ordinary people. They started off in an ordinary world. They crossed a threshold. They encountered great trials and challenges, but they achieved extraordinary things, even though they're very, very ordinary people. And, you know, here you are as, you know, in a way, stepping on their shoulders to produce, you know, your great gifts and things like that into the world.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are behind me right now. Actually, you know, I feel my ancestors often. I feel them behind me, supporting me, lifting me up. Actually, you know, they actually lift me up. You know, just as you will have your ancestors lifting you up and barracking for you. The more you get into the quantum field and the energetic field and understand what's going on with vibration, it's so incredibly powerful. We are so much more than just the flesh that we see in front of us. We are so much more. We are so powerful. You know, you're 1 in a billion just by being born. 1 in a billion. Okay, between 400 million to 1.22 billion, depending how excited your parents were at the time, that you beat about 1 billion other swimmers to get to the finish line. I mean, that even the concept of that is extraordinary, right? Now, this is not a sex discussion here. However, you know, fascinating how we actually come to be as human beings. You know, it's fascinating that we are so powerful, and we have been taught and conditioned to live small lives, right, by the powers that be. We have been taught to live in fear, right? So it takes something to be, you know, to step up, to be a light worker, you know, and there is a battle between light and dark forces going on in the world right now, right? So it's perfect that you are here, absolutely perfect. And I thank you for coming along today, and hopefully you will be inspired to actually, you know, step it up and take it to the next level. And sorry, Matthew, you're saying?
I'm stepping up, baby. I'm stepping up.
Yay. Awesome. Awesome. Well done, Matthew. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. And for the others, please pop in the chat. What did you get out of that segment there that I did on publicity, just to cement the learnings? Pop into the chat what's something you got out of that. And now I am going to introduce the amazing Nik Cree, our extraordinary man here. He has been a friend for a long time. We have come in and out of many different business circles and programs, and I love this guy. In fact, I did a shout out for you, Nik. I've done a shout out many times for you on BX events. You heard about BX earlier. BX Networking is a very powerful networking group out there. If you want to know more, you can come to 2 events as a guest, either online or there's breakfast, lunch, dinner events around Australia with BX. And Nik is actually a BX leader for Robina, and I'm a BX leader for the Tuesday morning events at 7 a.m. Sydney time or 6 a.m. Queensland time. So you'll see me on those events. It is very powerful. So that's just one thing Nik does. He runs a Business Owner Smashing It Online event. He's been in business for a long time, started out doing websites back in the coding days. So he's been in this game a very, very long time. So please welcome to the Zoom room, Mr. Nik Cree, for how to dominate the first 6 pages of Google for free. Over to you, Nik.
Awesome. I'm coming back with an introduction like that. Excellent. Oh, no, it's great to be here. It's always good to be here on your sort of show, Aldwyn. You've got heaps of energy, some great people, some here that I know, and some brand new people too. So that's great. So one of the things that I have done that some of you will see, if you've got a LinkedIn profile, I have connected with you all. So feel free to accept or reject me at your will. I guess that really sort of goes into some of the first principles of the topic today. So I'm going to be talking about the quickest, simplest ways to get found in the search engines. So I don't know about you, but I get people connecting with me on LinkedIn fairly regularly because I'm out and about. I run the BX networking meeting in Robina, and I'm also present out and about in other places too. So naturally, people will Google you and find out who you are. And one of those things that comes up in Google search is LinkedIn. So often what I do on LinkedIn, you always know when people are looking at you, because LinkedIn tells you that such and such a person has just looked at your profile and think, oh, I wonder who they are. So what do? You're going to have a look at their profile. And then if you do what I do, I'll go and think, oh, I wonder where else they are on the net. What's their website? And go and sort of Google their name and have a look at, where they are, what they do. And, I'll often click through, 4 or 5 different links, really just sort of getting to know who that person here is. Anyone else do that, or am I just the only weirdo in the room? Okay, good. I'm not alone. Awesome. So, so it is really important to think about and optimize, your brand for search engines. Now, I'm going to say that often people think about their business, optimizing their website for Google, but that's not the first place to start. Your first place to start and really is optimizing yourself as a personal brand on Google, because when you meet people, you are meeting them as an individual, as a person. You're not a business meeting a person, or a business meeting another person. So, and generally people will Google and search for you before they'll search for your business. So it's important to optimize and to really get you out on Google. And by association, what will happen is that your business will also be found because it's associated with you. And I'll talk about some ways to get both of those happening together so that, you get your business, your activities and your events and your interests all on your Google search pages as well too. So first thing, forget about your business. Well, don't forget about your business, but really focus on you first. The rest will just really follow from that. And I like the fact that, what was it, Anne McEwen was saying that, on social media didn't bring in much business for you. The thing I would say about that there too is that directly, you may not get business directly from social media and from people finding you on search, but you will get it indirectly, because what people do is it might be just one of those factors that people take into account before they even want to do business with you. So they'll have a look at you, they'll find out a bit more about you, and then they'll start to make some decisions about, well, do I like this person? Would I be happy having a conversation with them? Am I happy to pick up the phone or fill in an inquiry form? So even though you think that it doesn't actually do much, you'll be surprised what it does do. And maybe to give you an example as well too, and that is Google reviews. I worked with a client who was a building, or still is, a building inspector. So, he goes in and inspects buildings for defects and pests before people purchase it, and also for the sellers when they're selling it. Now, when we started, he had, I think about 16, 17 Google reviews. And which was still okay. Some of his competitors had none, but his top competitor there, which is a big company, had something like 60 or 70 Google reviews. So so the goal we set him was to get to 200 reviews, because there's a bit of magic happens when you get 200 Google reviews, in that Google starts to sit up and take notice, and just give some extra pushes to your search results, and can actually start to push them up just a wee bit further. So Google won't tell you the magic number is 200. I got that from someone that worked in Google. It's an unofficial number, but if you aim for that, then it's probably a good place to be. And what really happened to him was that once he got up to 200, he's almost got 300 now. It took him about 12 months to get that first 200. He asked everybody, all of his clients, sent them an SMS message after he'd finished the job, when he sent the invoice, when he sent the report, and pretty much every week he'd get 3, 4, or 5 reviews. But as he ticked over that 200 mark, what happened was that he would get people ringing him, not from his website, not from his social media, but from the Google review pages, from Google My Business. And he would always ask them, so why did you call me, or how did you decide on us? He said, well, you've got 200 reviews, you must be good. So getting sort of those reviews there was massive, and he was getting business over and above that company that had 70 reviews. So he well outstripped them. I think they got up to about 100. So he's well ahead of it. He gets chosen above those other ones. He's just a sole practitioner, purely on the basis that he's got 200 plus, or almost 300 Google reviews now. So it does take a bit of work and it does take a bit of effort. That there is an example of search engine optimization. So dominating, helping to dominate Google. So that's one of your properties that you really focus on. I would encourage you, if there was one thing you did, just go and get those reviews. It'll make a tremendous difference to your business and to your products, but particularly people that have got physical products. So I'm looking at, what have we got? Alan and Anne. Alan was talking about, the power of a negative review. Negative reviews are not going to matter too much if you've got a ton of positive reviews. I work with a lawyer at the moment, and as you can imagine, if a lawyer loses or doesn't get a great result, gets a negative review. If he gets a really good result, gets a great review. So he's got this mix of negative and positive reviews in there, but he just keeps asking. So he's got over 200 reviews now as well too. And what happens is the more reviews you get, it just pushes the negative reviews down. And negative reviews actually work in your favor, because people think, oh, this must be a genuine person. They haven't got 100% positive reviews. There are a few people that don't like what they do. Well, that's normal. That's sort of human nature. We don't appeal to everybody, but what's important there is how you respond to the review, and really just respond in a positive manner. Don't get into a verbal or a text-based fight on Google. So Google review is the first thing. So today, let's just have a look and see what I am going to be talking about. All right, I'm just going to share my screen. And can you see the title screen that says the quickest, simplest way to get found in the search engines? Yes, you can. Awesome. All right, so first of all, what is SEO? So what's search engine optimization? Basically, all it is it's about visibility. Can people see you? Can people find you? And I would say one thing is it all starts with content. So if you people talk about getting their website ranking on Google, it's a hard job. That it starts with content. So think about producing content on a regular basis. Now, content is everything from your social media feeds, whatever you put up on social media. Remember that I said some of the first places people go to find you are LinkedIn, because LinkedIn gets listed on your search pages. So make sure you fill out your profile on LinkedIn to 100% and really describing who you are and what you do. Also on Facebook, Twitter, what else? TikTok, if you're into TikTok, Instagram. So the social media channels that you're on, make sure you fill out the profiles on that and optimize, really sort of optimize and complete it fully. Now there's, and you should also claim the social media profiles that you're not active on. The reason for that is that it's also another way for you to get found on Google as well. So even if you're not active on it, you will still get a listing in Google search, and it's another way for people to find you. So there is a tool that I'll show you, and that is one called Noam.com. Can you see the screen that says Noam on it? Awesome. Hey, this is really cool. Zoom, you can select two screens to screen share, and you can flick back and forth between them. So I only just discovered that the other day. But what the site Noam does is that you can claim your business name or your username across all of the platforms, or most of the major platforms that are available. So you see a search box here. So let's say I wanted to claim my name, and I think you should always claim your name. So we'll just type it into the search box and click check it. And what Noam will do is it will scan through all of the common profiles, and it'll tell you which ones are available. And the ones that are available, you can go and register them. So you can see, for me, a lot of them are grayed out, which means it's not available. It's a good reason for that. I've already been to the site and claimed all of these profiles. So so here we've got one that is available. So that's Blogger. So that's a Google's blogging site. and for some reason, I actually don't have that profile there. So if you click on it, as you saw there, it'll often take you to the account creation page. You can go and create an account. So my suggestion is just use that tool, go and create as many accounts as you can possibly do for the username that you want. And the reason why you do that is that when Google is, well, Google's algorithm, it will go and search for everything that's the same. So your username or your profile name, it will assume that, if someone that has got a profile on LinkedIn and there's another one with the same name on, say, Pinterest, it'll assume it's the same person. So that's its natural assumption. So it will start to group those together and, present those on that, in Google in search there. The other thing too is when you're optimizing your profiles on each of these platforms, often it'll ask for your phone number, your address, your name. Make sure that when you enter them in, they are exactly the same down to the comma. So if you write your address to say 510 Christine Avenue, comma, space, Rabina, comma, space, QLD, make sure that it's exactly the same like that across every single profile, because again, Google searches that, says that's an exact match. So it must be the same person. So really what we're doing is we're helping Google to do its job by just giving it some clues there on what is exactly the same. So if you miss out the comma, it's not exactly the same. So make sure you got the commas, everything in it, all the same. Every year I go through all my profiles just to check these things here. Well, actually I don't. I've got a virtual assistant that does it just to check it for consistency to make sure that it's all the same. All right, so your social media profiles and your address, that's content. So everything that you're publishing and writing is content. Images are content, videos are content, everything's content. But and that's really all search engines are doing is they're looking for content. And Google's got one word that sums it up. If you thought about Google with one word, it's relevance. So think about the word relevance. So when people come to Google, they or to the search engines, they often come asking questions or they want answers to a question. So what the search engines do is they want to serve up the most relevant answer to the question people have asked. So you need to be thinking about, how can you make your content incredibly hyper relevant to the questions that people are asking. So how do you know what questions people are asking? We'll come to that very shortly. But one thing now, why bother with search engine optimization? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is it's free. So it doesn't cost you any money to do it. It's not really free in the sense that you've still got to spend some time in it. So you are spending your time doing this, but you don't have to spend a lot of time on this. Like you could spend between 10 to 20 minutes a week to really get significant progress in your search results. So it doesn't actually take long and you don't need a lot of expertise. You just need to do some activities. There are important activities to do. So it does take work, but the thing about organic and search engine optimization is that it's long-term. So unlike Google ads or Facebook ads that stay up as long as you pay for them, and when you stop paying, they disappear, organic search is there forever. So, and generally, as you creep up the search rankings, you will sort of stay around about the same sort of position. It'll move positions, one or two places, but you'll stay in the same sort of spot there. The reasons why you would move off those spots significantly is if someone else spends some time or some money with an agency to really optimize their profiles to get them above you. But, generally the work you do is going to stay. And if that happens, then you can take some steps to then spend a bit more time to, pop yourself back up in search rankings. But then remember also, people are not, other businesses that are competing with you for relevance, they don't do exactly what you do. So you can really optimize and really sort of focus on exactly what you do and the people in the tribe that you want to have follow you. All right, so I'm going to talk to you about a framework, an SEO framework. It's a 12-step framework for unstoppable SEO traffic. But before I do that, what I would like to do is, if you've got your browser open, just go and Google my name. So my name is Nik Cree, N-I-K, last name C-R-E-E. Just Google my name, and then down the bottom, you will see some pagination. It'll tell you some pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just click through all those and tell me, or just drop into chat the last page that I appear on. So when you've got it up, you have a look down the bottom. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5, 6.
The last page I've got is sites.google.com on page 1.
On page 1?
That's my page 1. That's the last listing on page 1 is EPUB Google Sites.
Is that your name, is it? Or my name?
That's your name. Your name is coming under EPUB Google Sites, sites.google.com.
Oh, okay. Yep. And on page 1? What about page 2? Are there any listings?
You're on page 5.
On page 5?
Page 2.
So keep going through those pages. So on page 5. Any more?
Now there's vymaps.com. Maps.com. Yep, it's coming up in Rabina.
Yep.
Page 2, I've got photos of you, images for Nik, and I've got listen notes, top podcast episodes. Interviews, Positive Business Online, videos. There's lots on you, Nik.
There's lots there. In fact, the reason why we talk about how to dominate the first 6 pages of Google is that my last count was 100% of the listings on Google when I search is the first 6 pages. So, and considering that people generally don't go past the first page of search when they get there, these are 6 pages deep. And you're quite right in that you will find that there are listings in there that have got that are not mine, they're other people's websites. So just this week, I was on a podcast over in the United States on the Tim Gillette show. And so he now has, there's a news listing there on newsbreak.com. Nik Cree joins Tim Gillette show, series 7, episode 14 on Newsbreak. And that there is on page 6 of Google search results when I look at it. Now yours might be slightly different because Google does sort of serve it up slightly different depending on where you are, who you are, what your interests are. So so that one there is only it's about 5 days old. That one's 5 days old and it's already sort of moving up search. Now the great thing about being on a podcast that's someone else's show is that he's done all the work to optimize for search. I've had to do none of the work except turn up on the day and be interviewed. So so I get on that, and I'm sure that if we then go and sort of Google, let's have a look, Tim Gillette. Let's have a look and see where we appear there. I haven't done this yet. I'll spell it properly.
And what's interesting, Nik, is page 1 of Google, your LinkedIn comes up, your Instagram, your Facebook, your about.me, your SlideShare all come up on page 1.
Everything, yep, those there come up. So so your objective is really that first page. You want every single listing on there to be about you. Now there is, if your name happens to be someone like, let's have a look. I'm going to tell you who it was difficult. Where are we? Your name happens to be Greg Thompson. That is a more difficult exercise to dominate that particular page for name, because there is an MP and a media advisor called Greg Thompson. So they get lots and lots of press, especially one working in the media and the other one a politician, gets lots and lots of press. So, but it's not impossible they've done nothing about their search engine optimization. They just happen to get there because they appear in the press a lot. But you can certainly start to dominate the search pages there if you put in a wee bit of work and you consider the sort of content that you publish. All right, so how much time do you think it took me to get all of those listings up on Google? How long do you think it took me to optimize my search results like that?
A long time.
Well,
what do you think? What do you think, Anne? Anne McEwen's unmuted.
Years.
Yes. All right. Yep. Well, actually not that long. I have been going for years and years and years, but the best time to start this was yesterday. The second best time is today. But on the front page there, what have we got? The number one listing is a page that I wrote this year. So Nik Cree bio smash go. I wrote that page this year. So it doesn't. So longevity is not necessarily a thing. It's about relevance. So that Nik Cree bio is a highly relevant listing when someone is Googling my name. So consider having on your website a page which is your name, bio, because a biography or a bio, in terms of the contextual nature of that word, it's obviously about you. So if you're a speaker, you should have a bio page anyway, which has your, your headshots, your images, the topics you talk about, description about you, how you like to be introduced. So that's sort of a common speaker page. If you don't speak, also have a bio there, which really speaks about you, having your photos, headshots, and all that side of things there as well, because it also makes it easy for media. So media are out, if they write a story about you, they want some images. So they'll either take the images, or if you're not around to get the images, if they search for them and you've got them in an easy location on your website and you appear as the number one listing in Google search when they search for your name, you've now made it easier for media. And media is one of the places that you'll get optimized for in search, because it's news. It often appears at the at the top of search engines. And so for you, you're piggybacking on the back of somebody else's work. So you don't actually have to do the work yourself. You just have to be there for an interview. Hopefully it's a good story. If it's a bad story, it'll also appear there as well too. So some of that's just about managing your own PR as well too. And you'll find in those first 6 pages, there'll be media stories about me as well too. You'll notice images. So these images that are on page 2, though all of those images there for Nik Cree, they were taken 2 months ago. So on page 2 of Google, they were taken 2 months ago. So again, those ones there are up on, let's click it and find out where it is. Here you go. It's on a site called Google Images. So the reason why these appear on Google Images is that the name of the photo. So always make sure that you name your photos for what they are. So the name of all of these photos are Nik Cree. They're my name. And also there's something in photos when you put images into your website, there is something called alt text or alternative text. That's really important that you put your keywords in or your name. So in this case here, all of these in the alt text have my name on it. And so the alt text, Google, well, it probably can now, but couldn't really tell you what images are. So what it used to rely on was the alt text, and it still does. And so if the alt text says this is Nik Cree, then this appears in Google Images as Nik Cree. Now, the thing about this as well is that this is a little known search place, is that these images here, if you can see them appear there. If we then go and click on the image in Google search, it will take you through to the website that it's on. So there's a backlink back to my website, and there is my bio page. which is just taking a little while to load at the moment, probably because I'm on Zoom. So there you go. There's my bio page. It's got a ton of images in it and topics and some videos about me. So there's a number of video presentations that I've done as well too, and some awards down the bottom as well too. So that page is all about me. The other thing you'll notice too is that there are social media links on this page. So as people get here, it makes it easy for them to click through to other places around the web that are all about me. So this works for you as a personal brand, also works for you as a business as well. All right, so the first thing I would recommend you do is to Google your name, see where you are, where you come up, and how far deep you are in Google search, and then look for some opportunities to start to list yourself. So I've given you one, that is having a bio page on your website. The second thing is start asking for Google reviews, which means that you should have a Google My Business account. So absolutely vital you have a Google My Business account for your business, because that there will generally appear on page one for your, for your business and for your name when people are searching you. And with Google My Business, fill out your profile 100%. So they've got a ticker at the top there, which will tell you how complete it is. So, and often people get up to, maybe 60, 70, 80% complete. Make sure you complete it to 100%. Because it's 100%, that's just an indicator to, the Google search algorithm that you're a real person. You have taken the time to complete it. Therefore, you must be real because you've spent that time in there, and that'll give you a wee boost in your search results as well too. That's where your Google reviews end up, as on Google My Business as well too. And also on Google My Business, a little known fact is that they have a free one-page website that you can create on it. Now, that shouldn't be your main website, but you should create that website on there, which links back to your existing website as well too. So it's a one-page website. You can list all of your products and services, or some of your products and services there, a section about you, a section about your business, with links back to your website to for people to go and find out more. So that chap that I spoke about, that got business off having the 200+ reviews, they got that from Google My Business itself, and would ring directly from there, get a link to his website from there as well too. And that is a massive credibility piece and a really important part of your search engine optimization. Nothing to do with your website now. All right, so where are we? So in terms of content, all starts with content. Where do you find topics that people want to read about and that are, again, directly relevant to those questions they're asking on search? So again, there's a thing in Google. So when you start searching, so let's say if we find a topic to search on, what should we search on? Oh, so there's a hypnotherapist here. So hypnotherapy. Can you see as we start searching, there are a whole lot of additional results that drop down underneath it. So that there is what they call predictive search. So what Google's doing is it's saying, it's anticipating what you may be searching for, and just adding some quick links down there. So these are the next top searches in those categories. So if you continue searching, so let's say hypnotherapy training. So you can see it's starting to refine it for psychologists and counselors. So really what we've got here is some results here for this particular topic, hypnotherapy training for psychologists. Quite a few ads there. So it's obviously a topic that's worth paying money for. And so you might have something like that there. So then the next thing to do is to go along to a site called, let me just get rid of this bar here. Okay, there's a site called, where are we? This one here, answerthepublic.com. And there's one very similar called answersocrates.com. They do the same job. So what you can then go and do there is type in your keyword. So let's say we say hypnotherapy training and then click search. And what both of these sites will do is it will find all of those drop downs that you saw in search. It now collates those together to present you with a whole lot of content, ideas and options for you to write on. So directly relevant. So what we've got here is this one here, they add some terms to it. So in this case here, you probably can't see this that well on the screen, but here we go, hypnotherapy training. How much does it cost to become a hypnotherapist? Someone's searching for that, or a lot of people are searching for that. So you could write an article on how much does, if you're a hypnotherapy trainer, how much does it cost to become a hypnotherapist? You could write an article on that. Because people are searching for it, that's likely to get you fairly high up on search engines. What else have we got? There's a lot about cost. How much does it cost to train as a hypnotherapist? How much does a hypnotherapy course cost? How much does hypnotherapy training cost? How to train as a hypnotherapist. So there's a common theme there. So what I would do with that, if I was running a training program on it, I would write an article on hypnotherapy training. And then in that article, so this would be a blog post on the website, I would use these terms here. Some of them are very similar. So I'd grab one of those terms and write a paragraph or two on that in that same article about hypnotherapy training. And then also include in how to train as a hypnotherapist in the article as another subtopic. What else have we got? What is the best hypnotherapy training? So then you'd include that as another subtopic. So really, if you used this here and you wrote an article about hypnotherapy training and you use, say, maybe 5 or 6 of these additional subtopics that are here, you've now written an article on with a number of search questions that people are asking, all in the one article. And so it means that it's relevant for not just one term, but it's relevant for about 6 or 7 terms. Does that make sense? So that really gives you a good option to get yourself up onto page 1. Of course, you're the author, so your name will be attached to it. So always make sure on all of your articles on your website, your blog posts, you have a bio and that appears just underneath. All right. And you'll see that there are a whole lot of different results in here. So this is a great place to get some ideas for writing content. So if you're writing one blog post a month, get 12 key ideas here, and then 5 subtopics under those ideas, and then you can you've got 12 months worth of blog posts to write. So you write those all in a month and then schedule them out for the next 12 months. You've got content ready for the next 12 months. The other thing you can do too is that if you've got 7 subtopics in the the blog post you've written, those are now 7 short articles which can be blog posts. So you can put those out onto social media as blog posts. So again, all pointing back to your website. And if you've got that on LinkedIn, as people are searching your name, they'll find your LinkedIn article, links back to your website. So that's how you get a sort of a circular view of people getting back to your website. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it's great.
Is that helpful?
Mm.
Yep. Cool.
Excellent.
All right. So there we go, talking about blog posts and how to find what people will read. So that's the easiest way to get a content plan together. Because people often think, well, what do I write? Where do I go? Just go to Google. They'll tell you what to write. The other place to go to is go and have a look on Amazon at the top books that people buy in your topic area. So if you find the top books there, underneath it, you'll often find reviews, and in those reviews are sometimes questions as well too. So dig some of those out. That'll help you to write content as well too. Next thing is video. Videos are, and someone mentioned that videos are really, really important because who owns YouTube? That's Google.
Yes.
So what's the biggest search engine out there? That's Google. And in fact, video is, I think it's number 2 behind Google search. The next biggest search engine is YouTube, because people are searching for how-to videos. So the person that talks about creating how-to videos here, you're on the right track. If you do that, and you're using that Google predictive search, so you can use that same predictive search in YouTube as well. There's a search area in there. You can have a look at the sort of questions that people are asking and then create a video about it. Now, the great thing about video is that when you create video, there are a number of different mediums in there. So you'll notice that on the screen at the moment, I have a keynote presentation or PowerPoint presentation. So that is one medium. This has been recorded. It's been live streamed out to Facebook. So people will find it on Facebook. The webinars that I do also go up onto YouTube. So we create them, they go up in YouTube, so people are able to see them again and search them and find them. So you've got video as a format. But what you can do with videos, you've also got audio in there as well too. So really to help with your search is how many people in your industry have a podcast. So podcasting is a very popular medium. It's also one of those mediums that people find a little bit daunted by. You know, how do you create a podcast? Well, the great thing about having video is they've got an audio feed in it, which you can pull out and turn that into a podcast. So, which is what I do with a webinar that run every Tuesday. So we've got a guest speaker on it. We pull all that out. We create it into a podcast. Don't have to do any extra work. Well, I don't have to do any extra work. I've got someone who pulls out the audio and turns it into a podcast. So now you've got a podcast episodes that now rank on Google. So they end up in your Google search as well too. These PowerPoint slides that you prepare for your workshops, presentations, or whatever, there's another site out there called slideshare.net. Now, slideshare.net is owned by LinkedIn. What's LinkedIn owned by? Microsoft. Microsoft owns both of those platforms, and their search engine is Bing. So, you know, that's anything that goes on those platforms. Even though the search engines say that they don't preference their own content and their own platforms over the others, what would you do if you were a business of running things and wanting to promote? So SlideShare is a good way to upload your PowerPoint presentations, and then you can also grab an embed link and put that embed link onto your website. But you can also link it back to your website. But SlideShare presentations also get into search as well. So again, probably not many people in your industry are uploading SlideShare, their PowerPoint slides into SlideShare. The other thing to consider as well too is that even your PowerPoint slides you can turn into videos. So even if you hadn't started with a video and you had your PowerPoint, you could open up, say, Zoom, for instance, or just your something like ScreenFlow or Camtasia on your website. You could have your slides and then just talk to your slides. Even if you're just talking the text that are on your slides, you can create a video out of that there. So those videos, once you've got those videos as well, upload those to your Google My Business profile. So Google My Business wants you to upload photos and videos there. So now you've got content that's on YouTube and you can upload it to Google My Business. The other thing you can do with videos too is that you'll notice here that I've got a number of slides. So what you can do with these videos is that you can cut them up into each individual topic, which now becomes separate blog posts. So what you'll find on my LinkedIn profile is that I have a short video each day on cool online tools. Those cool online tools are ones that I present on the webinar that I run every week. And so I cut those up. So now we've got 5 to 7 snippets that go onto social media. So we put those up separately on LinkedIn, onto Facebook, and I don't know what other platforms there are. I've got virtual assistants that manage all that. So it just all happens in the background. But again, that is all part of your profile and part of what people will find and search. So again, there's no more work that has to be done physically by you if you've got someone that can help you. And if you don't have a virtual assistant, you can always send these to a place like Fiverr, fiverr.com. And there are people there that will cut up your videos. They'll produce it. They'll do some awesome work for you for a fraction of the cost of what you would think you would have to pay. So that's podcast, SlideShare, social media we've talked about as well. The thing with social media is have a consistent strategy on social media. Now, people often comment that I'm on social media all the time. They see me there just constantly. Well, the truth of the matter is I'm not. But we have this content that we've already produced that keeps on going up onto our social media, and it looks like I'm there every day. It's just I've got content up there every day, and that content happens to have my face on it. But I'm on Facebook generally about twice a week, once on Tuesday in the morning, which is when I do a Facebook Live, and then Tuesday evening when we're streaming our webinar through to social media. But that's not a separate thing. That's, I'm already doing that on Zoom. It's just streamed across. But effectively, I'm on social media once a week, maybe 2 or 3 times during the week. I might comment and add something else up there. But effectively, my major piece is every single Tuesday morning. Images we've talked about, where you have your images in Google Images. So there are a couple of Google image sites. So the first one is obviously when you're in the Google search pages, you can see not many people sort of go to these links up the top there, but you've got say news. Let's go back to my searching for me. Not that I'm vain at all, but it's just a good illustration. All right, so that top one is all results. The next one is images. So again, you'll have your hedger cheapest. They've got Nike. They think that I'm Nike free, not Nik Cree. So it's come to the suggestion thinking I'm Nike free. So let's just change that. All right. So there you go. There's headshots. And what you can see in here too is look at all of these banners that we've got. So these are all the events that I've run. So they all appear in Google Images as well too. PowerPoint slides. So you can see one here. I didn't mean to click it, but we did anyway. That was slideshare.net. So here's SlideShare. So the images appear in SlideShare in Google Images as well too. So not only is it here, it's in Google Images as well. So the more you can get in, oh, here we go. Grow Capital. That's one of our clients. So I'm in there on one of our clients' websites as well too. So images are really important. The other image site is Flickr, Flickr. So if you've got images that you want to share, Flickr is a Google site for image sharing. If you're happy for people to use your images and share your images, upload them to Flickr. And then up the top here, we've got videos as well too. So again, have a look at all the videos that appear in here that I've produced as well too. So, or that I've appeared in. So again, when we go through all the videos, there are a ton of videos. So it's really important to create videos. Now, someone talked about, not being very good on video and, sort of stuttering and sort of not, losing your place and not quite sure what to say. I think it was Matthew. Everyone's like that. Everyone starts somewhere, and I think if you go far enough back, and with the videos that I made, there are some pretty terrible, awful ones back there that I just do not want to watch. In fact, I don't go back and watch them at all. But the thing with video too is that probably not many people are going to see it. If it's not very interesting, or people are just going to watch it for a short time and then they're going to click off. No one's ever going to remember you did it. And certainly if you're producing a lot more video as well, it's important to get that quantity up there, and you'll get better and better each time you do it. In fact, the best way to get good on video is to do a Facebook Live every week. You do a Facebook Live every week on a topic that you're interested in or that you're happy to speak about, then that will get you a whole lot better, on video. And then we've got news. So I appear in the news as well too. So there you go. What have we got? None of these ones here are mine. There's a lot more sort of stories in there from when I last saw it. So these ones here are relatively new, but if you're in the media, so I've got stories in there, probably a few pages back now. You'll have that in the news. Google Shopping, if you've got an e-commerce site, you know, you will get your stuff there. So again, I appear as Nike. And you'll notice there's a whole lot more as well too. Oh, there's another place that you should really consider as well. If you have written content, the thing about writing blog content, if you write a blog post a week, which you can do if you use something like Answer the Public or Answer Socrates to get your topics, you write a blog post a week, one, you'll get really good at writing. And secondly, what you can do if you're writing on the same topic is you can start to produce things like ebooks. So you can take, say, 12 blog posts, turn that into an ebook, and then you can offer that on your website as a download. But you can also upload your ebooks to a place called Scribd, so Scribd, and that's a great place. That's sort of like an alternative to Amazon. You can also upload them to Amazon, but Scribd is another good place to upload your books for distribution, and you will get links back to your website on Scribd as well too. So and again, Scribd will appear in search results as well. So you can see books, documents. Oh, you can have podcasts there. I hadn't seen that before. So you can upload your podcasts there as well too. So that's another really good site to use. So you don't have to do everything for the search engine. You can use all of these other platforms that are already appearing in search, and they will get listed up in the search engines as well too. All right, so images, we've talked about Google My Business, Facebook Lives, and Piggyback SEO, which we sort of just touched on, but those are people that are doing things like paying for SEO already. Now, Aldwyn had mentioned earlier on that I'm involved in BX, which is a networking group. I run the one in Robina, and you'll see the number 1, 2, 3, 4 listing is my profile on the BX member exchange. Now, I know that BX is spending thousands of dollars on search engine optimization. So they're spending a lot of money on that. So I paid for none of that, yet I get up on search as the number 4 result when people Google my name, so piggybacking on the SEO that they're doing. So have a look at other businesses that, you could get, you could contribute an article to. You could make a comment on an existing article. You can get into their directory. Or if you're an officer or a leader or someone that, that where you can get some position in there, often you'll get into search there, which on what they call piggyback SEO. All right, well, I think that there is, without overwhelming you and overloading you, that's what I've got for you today. So happy to take any questions or whatever. First thing that I would ask you though, and is what's the next step from what we've looked at today? What's the next step that you will take to help you with your visibility on search? So just drop into chat your next step. Ask for reviews. Fantastic. Yep.
SlideShare for me.
SlideShare. Yep. You'll have lots of stuff to put up onto SlideShare.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
The great thing about SlideShare too is you can use it, if you've got your PowerPoint presentations there and you are presenting on that topic on, a frequent or infrequent basis, you can just go to SlideShare and SlideShare's got the function where you just like Google Slides or PowerPoint, and you can just flick through the slides just like a normal presentation. So it's always online. Join the Good News Challenge. Fantastic. Yep, that's a great thing too. That'll give you good searchability as well too.
Awesome, Mary. That's great.
Ask for reviews and finish Google My Business profile. Yes, absolutely vital. You do get that finished to 100%. And that means uploading images, videos, and also, the other thing I didn't mention there is Google My Business has an option there to create blog posts on Google My Business, which lasts for about 2 weeks. So, if you're publishing, again, that's another place to publish to. It's a bit like stories on Instagram or stories on Facebook. They're around, but Google ones are around for 2 weeks. But the good thing with the Google stories is you can keep recycling them. So if you had, let's say, 4 at 12, if you had 12 articles, then that's an article a week, which you could publish up to Google My Business. And then once you've got to the 12th article, you could start at number 1 again and republish it on number 1. So you don't have to keep creating new content. Because it's disappeared off that Google platform. All right, what else we've got? Join the Good News Challenge. What else are you going to do?
There's a few above that too, Nick. If you scroll up, there's a few other answers.
So complete my LinkedIn profile, add some articles. Yes, perfect. Reviews, Google My Business account, write some more blog posts. Yep, make sure social media profiles are all up to date with a profile and exactly the same. Ask for reviews. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right. Well, I do have one other thing as well too. If you are interested in doing more with your SEO, I've just given a 45-minute whistle-stop tour of some of the things you can do. There are a heap of things that you can do that are quite easy. These are non-techie things to do. People often think SEO involves a whole lot of tech stuff, and the most common thing that I hear is people talking about optimizing their website for search. You don't even need a website to get good social media rankings, or sorry, to get good search rankings. So even if you don't have a website, you can dominate the search engine so fairly easily as well. And you'll notice when you search mine, most of those are not my own web pages. So I'm going to talk about a whole lot of things. If you're interested in finding out more, I am considering at the moment running a 12-week program on SEO, which will cover one topic every single week, which has got something that you can do and action every single week to help you with search. So the goal of this program is to ensure that you at least have 100% of the results on the first page of Google when people Google your name, if not the first, second, and third pages to start with, but really kick you into action to to keep doing this. And as I say, 10 minutes a week, 10 to 30 minutes a week is often all you need in order to do it. So it's not a lot of time commitment to do it. So for me, it just happens, fairly automatically. So if you're interested in that, and you'd like to register your interest, you scan that QR code or go to that link, pop your name down, and then when we're ready to run that, I will shoot you an email and with an invitation to come along to that. So that's my session today. Any question, happy to take it, but otherwise, thanks for having me. Thanks for listening.
Amazing. Wow, that was just awesome. Could we have a big round of applause for the amazing Nik Cree. It's not Nik Cree, it's Nik Cree. Yay. That's so funny that Nike was coming up. Oh gosh, awesome, Nick. That was
just do it, isn't it?
Yeah, just do it, exactly. That was fantastic. I know we've gone a little bit over time. Thank you so much for staying with us. We are going to have giveaways shortly, but are there any quick questions before we go to our giveaways today? Anyone got questions for Nick? Just raise your hand, unmute yourself, and share now. Anyone got questions? Questions going once. Questions, just pop your hand up. No? No questions at the moment. All thinking. There was a lot of great information there, and I know a lot of content. I've popped a heap of links into the chat, so please do save the chat before we go today. If you don't know how to save the chat, you just go into where you put a comment into the chat section, and just go to the right. There's 3 little dots at the right there, and you can just go save chat from there. Okay, so I do recommend save the chat and go back over and just instigate one thing at least in the next week that you've learnt today, because it's easy to get overwhelmed in the world of SEO, that's for sure. Geeta has a question. Geeta is saying here, can Facebook Live videos disadvantage you if you're not conventionally presentable? Good question. What do you think of that, Nick?
Oh, well, if you're not conventionally presentable, that's me. So no, it really is about being you, being authentic, being genuine, because it's not about the platform, Facebook or Google or whatever, but it's about the people who are following you, attracted to you. So people will either be for you or against you. So so the more polarizing you are or different you are, the better it is, because you get to attract the people that are really attracted to who you are and what you really stand for. So just be 100% you. I used to wear blue suits, white tie, white shirt, tie, whatever. These days I'm wearing shirts like this here. So I got told never to wear shirts that have got patterns and colors and all that sort of thing on when you're online and on Zoom and doing these sort of things. So but I do. So I don't wear plain shirts. So so do whatever works for you.
Yes, yes. Well, that's true. I mean, you need to think about your branding and your imaging, but that is a big thing. For example, with media interviews, ideally wear a block color, and you'll see TV presenters often have just a plain color top on because it really pops on screen. Although I must say your shirt right now is popping off screen as well, Nick, with those colors. So, that's very much you. You're a colorful character. And great question there, Geeta. And if you do have a face for radio, then maybe stay on radio. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Look, the thing is, it's really a matter of just being authentic, as Nick says. People want to see who you are, and often we can be our own worst critics when it comes to that, right? We can, and particularly I know I'm a high achiever, and I know I push myself pretty hard, and my team, and sometimes when you're a high achiever in life, you can just get very critical, right? So it's a matter of just noticing when you're getting critical and just let that go, right? And just be yourself authentically, share from the heart, look at how you can be of service, and don't worry about how you're looking, right? It's because people are going to connect with your energy. It's not about your look, right? It's about your energy. So although ideally, don't go on naked or anything like that. I mean, depending if it's Naked News. Apparently Naked News is one of the highest rating shows out there, apparently. However, so, depending on your market, ideally just be yourself, be comfortable in your skin, and just share from the heart. That's my best tip on that one. Great question there. Geeta says, is there an optimum time of day to do these videos? That's a great question too. What do you think, Nick?
Yes, there is an optimum time. It's whenever your audience is present. So, for me, it would be different to you, to Aldwyn, to Anne, to Marie. But the one thing about it is there is an expression. And what's that expression? It's like, is it time for a drink now? And the answer is it's always 5 o'clock somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
So same with videos as well too. It really just depends on your audience, and you'd really just need to find, just keep a track of when people engage and when they don't. If you have a look at the stats and analytics and the platforms, that'll give you some sort of view of what the when people are in and when they engage.
Yes, yeah.
But generally,
absolutely.
videos have got longevity as well too. So even if you do record it or you're doing a live, it'll still appear in people's streams, and they may come along and watch it later.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a question about blogging. What was the blog site you mentioned?
Oh, Blogger, was it?
Blogger. Okay.
That's actually Google's site. So Blogger was an old blogging platform, and it was Google's, one of the original ones. But look, no harm in sort of creating a blogger profile as well too, being Google's property. I wouldn't have my main blog there, but you could always point it back to your website.
Yeah, blogger.com. Okay, so that's that one there. So how long do you recommend to make the blog posts, Nick?
Well, often copywriters, and this is not all copywriters, but traditionally I would say 300 words. You just need 300 words, but that's not enough. It needs to be a minimum of 600, even up to sort of 1,000, 1,200 words. Because like 300 words is pretty much a summary of what you're going to talk about. So people don't want to read summaries. Remember that your content needs to be relevant to questions that people are asking. Often you can't give them a decent enough answer in 300 words. So if you make it 600 to 1,200 words, you're on track. You're able to give relevant answers, high quality answers, because what happens is if people come to your site and they read, and then they just click the back button, 300 words is not, they're not going to be there long. That's an indication to Google that, oh, this can't be very relevant, because they visited the site and then they bounce back out again. But if you've got longer content, then they're going to stay in there longer. So my recommendation is, for an ideal content, like popular content that you see people coming to all the time, consider putting a video on the page as well, putting images on the page, and break up your topics into subheadings. So your each section of your blog post should be no longer than 2 paragraphs. So maybe one or 2 paragraphs, or 3 paragraphs at most. And sentences should be really no longer than 4 lines. So, often I break up my each sentence becomes a paragraph, so it's just easy to scan and read. Now, I know that's not the proper way to write. It's not proper English. I get wrapped over the knuckles writing like that. But in terms of readability, when people get there, often people are scanning. They're really quite quick scanning. So you want to make it easy for them to read. But breaking things up with subheadings every few paragraphs is really good. And those have got your key topics in those sub-phrases that you've got from something like Answer the Public. But yeah, 600, 1200 words.
Yes, brilliant, brilliant. Now, Elephant Journal is a good one. Matthew's just said there. Thank you, Matthew, for that suggestion. Elephant Journal. So check that out. And I'm just going back to a previous comment here that I didn't address, and I know it'll be an open loop for people on the Zoom. Anne McEwen says, I was featured in Prevention magazine. They shared my story starting a business at 50, didn't give my website or private details, so I didn't gain anything from it. Now, this is very interesting, Anne, because a lot of media, generally they will put your website on it unless it's ABC, right? ABC don't mention websites, but most media will put websites. So if they don't put websites, a way you can maximize that Prevention magazine article is get a copy of the article, put it up on your website in the news section, put it on your social media, tag the reporter, tag the media outlet, because the media outlet will have thousands of social media followers, plus the journalist will have thousands of followers, and plus put on Twitter. A lot of journalists you'll find on Twitter. Okay, so these are ways that you can maximize the coverage, even if people don't actually have your website in the article. So that's a really good point you mentioned. There's lots you can do with the article once you have it. Don't just sort of, do it and then pray that things will work out. It doesn't always work out that way. You need to maximize that once you get that media coverage. So I just wanted to address that because it was in the chat there.
Really,
so
can I just jump in and add something else as well too?
Sure.
That's why it's really important that you get as much information as possible up on search with your own name. So that, because what people will do is that they'll look for who is the person in the article, and they'll go and Google that person's name. And if you've got a heap of stuff about you there, they'll find their way through your website and through to your social media profiles just by going to search your name. And that's right. What's important to have images up there as well. If there's a photo of you in the article, then having images along your with your content as well too is really helpful, because they're able to identify, oh, this is the same person. So particularly if you've got a common name as well too, having photos with your name is really important, so people know that they've got the right person.
Yes, and definitely capture that media when you get it. Often you'll find the media appearances, even if it's in a physical magazine, often it will also be online as well on their website. So you want to be screenshotting that as well, and because that may only be there for a short time. So as soon as you know you've got media coverage, or if you're going out with a press release, search your name, because often if you send a press release out and you're doing, say, scattergun approach and sending to a whole lot of different media, often the journalist, if the press release is written well enough, they won't contact you for an interview. They'll just run the story. They'll just put it up online, and you won't know necessarily unless you Google yourself. Okay, so this is the thing, is you want to capture as many of those things as you can and build up your media page to really build that authority and build the Google backlinks as well, wherever you can, to promote the people that have promoted you. So I'm constantly doing that with any media coverage that we get, and what we teach our Mass Media Mastery members as well is make sure you capture that media that you get. If you're in a radio station, get photos of yourself in the radio station with the person that's interviewing you. Those kind of things, really important. If you've got a photo shoot with a local magazine or newspaper, get photos of them taking photos of you, right? Get those kind of things. There's lots of different ways you can maximize that. So yeah, great point there. Thank you so much. Any other final questions before we go to our giveaways? Any other questions? No? Okay. All right. Excellent. Well, that was absolutely brilliant, Nik. Love that. Now, I'm sure people want to hop along to your Business Owners Smashing It Online event on Tuesdays. Could you please pop the link in there, Nik, so people can hop on? I highly recommend it. It's free every single Tuesday, 6 till 7:30 p.m. Queensland time, 7 till 8:30 New South Wales Victoria time. I'm not sure what time that is in Utah for you, Mary, there, but it'll probably be night time for you the day before, on Monday night, I would say. So
I would say is that this week it is tonight, because yesterday was Melbourne Cup, and people were out sort of at various events and things like that there. So we moved it to tonight. So you're more than welcome to come along at 6 o'clock tonight. And tonight, what are we talking about tonight? I think it's sort of related to what we're talking about today.
Bonus.
Oh, and here's the topic tonight: is an incredibly effective, simple to implement lead generation tool. So there's actually some really good stuff in here tonight too.
Yay, fantastic. And I do recommend, Nik doesn't go around to everybody on his event and invites everyone to share. However, he does give you an opportunity to share at the beginning who you are. So I do recommend to take that up. It's another great networking opportunity for you. Put your hand up first so you don't miss out, right? And share who you are on there. And he also does giveaways as well in the way I'm going to show you shortly using the wheelofnames.com. I do want to mention before we go to our giveaways that our next event is going to be also in November. We're not doing a December event at this stage. The next Mass Media Tribe event, it'll be late November due to the availability of our speaker. It'll be November 30 at this same time, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Queensland time, 12 till 2:30ish. Victoria, Sydney time, and it is turning your social media message into money is going to be our next topic with Chantel Girardi. She is awesome, also another BX member. She's speaking on November 30. Okay, so date for your diary and your calendars, 30th of November, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Queensland time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, 12 till 2 Sydney, Melbourne time, turning your social media message into money, and that's Chantel Girardi. So that'll be awesome as well. She's a very popular lady. Okay, sharing the screen now. Now, Nik, you have something to give away, do you, for our amazing peeps here on the Zoom?
I do indeed. So being that we have just covered off some SEO or optimization strategies, what I do have to offer today is a full audit of your presence and your search opportunities that you're missing out on, and helping you to put together a SEO plan that you can implement over the next 12 months. So that there we would we'll do that, and that's generally something we sell out at $5.97, but that is and we'll do all that online. So that's the prize for today for anyone that wins it and that might be interested.
Okay, fantastic. Now, could you just pop that also into the chat, please, Nik, for that prize, just so everyone gets that. Now, someone just dropped off the Zoom. I'm not sure who it was. I put all your names in here. Can everyone see their names in here? And I'm not sure who just dropped off, but you do need to be on the Zoom to win that prize. So Nik will just be popping the details of that. Let's see who's won that one. SEO audit and strategy session. You said $5.97, was it, Nik?
Correct. Yep, $5.97.
$5.97. Julie Way, congratulations. Is Julie here? Is Julie with us? Let's see. Is Julie? Congratulations, Julie. Congratulations. Please reach out to Nik. There you are. I can see your top. Oh, there you are. There's your face.
In the car.
Went for drop my husband.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Julie. Thank you so much for staying with us. We do have some other prizes too for those who've stayed on. Wonderful, Julie. And if anyone else wants to donate any prizes too, please let me know or pop into the chat what you'd like to donate, and we can spin the wheel for other people there. So well done, Julie. That's brilliant. Now we do have 2 tickets to the Free Publicity Secrets Masterclass, and let's see who's winning that. That's November 16 from 9 till 1 p.m. Queensland, 12 till 2. And Taylor, now, Anne, you are already a member of the Mass Media Mastery Program. So, so you may not want that, or you might want to gift it. You might want to gift it, or what I could do is offer you an extra book. I am going to be seeing you. Mary's putting a hand up there. You want to win one, Mary?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, how about since you've been brazen and put your hand up there, Mary, I'll give you a ticket to that. And for Anne, I will give you, I'm seeing Anne actually in Harvey Bay on Sunday. So I will bring you an extra copy of one of my books. I'm in about 14 compilation books. So I'll give you another copy of, you can choose from another book. Okay, for Anne. All right.
Thank you.
And Mary, you've won a ticket. Congratulations. And let's see who else. Let's see who else has won a ticket to the Free Publicity Secrets Masterclass. Greg Thompson, congratulations. Greg, are you there? Is Greg with us? Greg?
I am.
Yay, congratulations.
Good
Excellent.
job.
Thank you.
Well done, well done. You have won a ticket to the Free Publicity Secrets Masterclass. You know what? I'm actually gonna be ultra generous today. And for anyone who actually wants a ticket who stayed on the Zoom, considering we've gone over time, and I really do appreciate your time here today, I will offer you a ticket, okay, for free. So it is $97 normally. Anyone who wants to come, free ticket for anyone on the Zoom. For anyone who wants to come to that. Okay, so for all of you, thank you so much for staying back with us. So just put in the chat, just put your email address or your Facebook link, or just private message me. You've got my link tree there. Private message me, let me know you're a winner, and then we'll make sure we get you the Zoom link, okay, for anyone on the Zoom. All right, do we have any other prizes? Anyone else want to give away anything? Bill Emery says yes, thank you very much. Geeta, excellent, thank you for your email. Excellent. All right, well, there's a few of you who want a ticket. Brilliant. We're going to love that. The Free Publicity Secrets Masterclass. Get ready to take lots of notes. It is packed with content. Anne says yes, she'd love a ticket. Beautiful. Oh, that's great. We've got fantastic, fantastic. Everyone's appreciating that. Brilliant. And for my current mass media mastery clients, so we have a few of you here. Jax, thank you for staying on. Of course, the current mass media mastery clients get a ticket anyway to come back at any point. So Jax, when I see you, I will also give you a book as well. Okay, one of my books. So so you can also have that. All right, anyone else? Matthew has a book to give away. Excellent, Matthew. Would you like to unmute yourself? Let us know what your book is again for those that missed it, and we'll do a prize for that.
Okay, my book is called The Way of the Courageous Vulnerable, Finding Your Meaning and Purpose Through the 7 Stages of the Hero's Journey.
Beautiful, so fantastic.
It's structured according to the hero's journey. It's applicable to anybody, women and men, and basically finding how you are the hero of your own journey, life's journey. And it's something that helps you appreciate yourself and helps you find and appreciate your purpose in life.
Wonderful, fantastic. Thank you so much. And how much is that book normally, and where can people purchase it?
Okay, you can get it through Amazon, but normally it's $30 through my website, courageousjourney.com.au.
Wonderful, fantastic. And the winner of Matthew's book is, who's going to be the lucky winner today? We have Anne in Sydney. Anne, congratulations. Is Anne still with us?
Yes.
Yay. Congratulations, Anne. You have won Matthew's book. Loving this. Great. So please, the two of you connect. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much for your generous gift. And Anne also has a copy of her book. Well, there you go. See how, this is the law of reciprocity. You give and it always comes back. Look at that. So Anne has a copy. And Anne, can you tell us about your book, please, and how much that is?
Yeah, sure. So my book is called Take Back Control of Your Life Now. And it's exercises as that people can answer. So it's almost like a self-help book that you can work through issues on your own. You can get it on Amazon as well. It's $14.99. And actually people can get a digital copy on my website for free if they want to go to annmckeown.com.
Awesome, fantastic. Thank you so much, Anne, and for Anne's amazing book. Gee, there's some awesome people in the room. There always is, always awesome people here. Donna Hamer. Donna, is Donna with us? Donna, where are you, Donna? No, it doesn't look like it. No, I can't see Donna. Has Donna left us? Okay, well, Donna, you need to be in the Zoom room. So we will draw that again. Okay, here we are. And who's going to win Anne's book? Let's see. Okay, our lucky winner is, oh, Geeta, you've just snuck in. Geeta, congratulations. Geeta, are you with us? Yes, she is. Geeta.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Geeta. Congratulations, you have won Anne's book. Please, the two of you connect with each other. And we have Jax says she's loved it. She's happy for media. If anyone wants writing or editing, anyone's writing or editing a book, please contact Jax. She is awesome at that, I must say. So definitely, if you are in lockdown at all, a great time to write a book or write a chapter and start sharing your story, right? Fantastic. Any other prizes from anyone else before we close this off? Any other prizes? Anyone going once, going twice? Yes, Bill Lee Emery. Bill, what would you like to give away? Just unmute yourself.
I'd like to give away a, oops.
Yeah, put it in front of your face, in front of you. There we go. Yep, now we can see it.
Okay. A physical copy of my book, How to Be Bulletproof from Criticism. And it's pretty much as the title says. It teaches you basically how to deal with criticism, either from externally or internally. If you want to, so whoever wins, if you just send me your email address and I'll contact you and I'll send you a copy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you for that. And people can get a copy. Just check out Bill Lee Emery. And the winner is Matthew Harris. Congratulations. See how givers always receive. Givers always receive. I presume Matthew's still with us.
I think Bill, we may have to do a swap over in the at the bottom of your Echo Village.
Yep.
You get mine, I get yours.
Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much for everyone who's donated today. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, and Jax is giving away a consultation. Jax, would you like to just say what you're giving away there? Unmute yourself.
I was quickly trying to type it up.
That's okay.
So I'm happy to have a consultation to discuss your writing project, if you have a new writing project, or a manuscript assessment. So I can have a look at what you've written so far and give you a bit of feedback.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jax. Brilliant. Giving away consultation there. That will be wonderful. And Roger, congratulations, Roger. Is Roger with us? Yes, there he is, Roger Smith. Congratulations, Roger. We can't see you, but we know you're there. So please do reach out to Jax for that amazing prize.
I have something to give away.
Yes, what would you like to give away? Is that Mary there? Yes, Mary.
Yes, I would like to help someone set up the, let's see, your lifehistoryapp.com so that you can get your family's pictures on a timeline and attach the stories. It's very simple, and it can help you write your story and get to know your ancestors.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mary. That's very generous of you, all the way from Utah.
Yes.
Utah. I love your accent, I must say. It's not us with the accent, it's you. Oh, you've won your own prize. Oh, my goodness. we can't have that. Let's just draw again. Okay. Although Mary, I'm happy to give you a media consultation, okay, for your generosity. Thank you so much.
Oh, I would love that.
So Jax has won that. Congratulations, Jax. Yay. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Well hooked up.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your generosity. That is just brilliant. Any other final prizes before we wrap up here today? Any final prizes? Just wave your hands in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. We've got Everyone's a Winner Baby playing in the background, so feel free to sing along with me as we wrap up here today at the Mass Media Tribe event. Can you hear this? Da, 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 da. Now, if you want to shift your state, play some music. Play some music. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Mass Media Tribe event. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you. Do come and join us if you can on November 30 or any of our other events. Save the chat before you go on the Zoom room. Thank you so much. I've taken some photos of you and I will be sharing them online as well. So please tag yourself if you see those on Instagram, on Facebook, or on Twitter. That's where they'll be shared to, and also Tumblr. they'll be shared on Tumblr as well from Instagram. Okay, so tag yourself, connect with me, connect with our amazing speakers, and our thank you to everyone who's donated prizes. You are awesome, and keep that amazing energy up. Let's be the inspiration that we want to see in the world. As Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. And as I say, shine bright and light up all those around you. Blessings to you, lots of love. And remember, save the chat there. I'm going to save that right now. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world. And we will see you again soon. Lots of love. Mwah. Bye for now. See you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everyone. Bye.